big media in Canada necessarily making you sound as great as you actually are. Do you feel like maybe you don't get enough recognition for everything you've done?
In boxing gym, someone know me, like, it's enough for me.
Artur Beterbiev is a name the entire country of Canada should become familiar with. He's the undisputed light heavyweight champion, he's one of the best fighters in the world, and for the first 10 plus years of his career, he knocked everyone out. Talents like Beterbiev are rare in Canadian boxing, and since moving from Russia in 2013, he has been one of the greatest fighters ever to represent the country.
Grew up in Chechnya. Oh my goodness me!
On October 12, 2024, Beterbiev achieved his greatest accomplishment by defeating fellow undefeated light heavyweight champion and pound-for-pound star Dmitry Bivol to become the undisputed king of 175 pounds. The first to do so since Hall of Famer Roy Jones Jr. in 2002. Beterbiev's ability to outbox the boxer made the victory even more remarkable, winning a close decision over 12 rounds, a result few experts predicted. He began his pro career in Montreal, Canada in 2013, fighting primarily in Quebec for the first 3 years and 11 bouts, with only one outside the country. However, when you're knocking everyone out and living in a country that lacks the world title allure, a talent like Beterbiev must look beyond borders to advance his career. When he faced Enrico Colling for the IBF title in 2017, doubts lingered about whether he was truly ready for the world-class stage. Canada's struggle to attract world title fights and quality opponents left Beterbiev untested against top-tier competition, with none of his prior foes having challenged for a world title. This was his chance to prove his worth, and he did so emphatically, dominating Colling and finishing him in the final round to become a world champion. It marked the beginning of Beterbiev's reign of dominance. He successfully defended his title twice, easily dispatching challengers with a combined record of 41-1. His next big test came against undefeated WBC champion Alexander Vosdik. Beterbiev entered as the underdog, and for the first 27 minutes, it was understandable why. Down on 2 scorecards heading into the championship rounds, Beterbiev needed knockdowns or knockout to avoid a draw or defeat. In typical fashion, he got what he needed.
Trying to come over the top with the right hand. That's it. It's over. Artur Beterbiev is the unified light heavyweight champion.
This marked the peak of Beterbiev's career, offering a golden opportunity for homecoming defenses. But with the pandemic right around the corner, things didn't go as planned. He defended his unified titles first in Russia, nearly a year and a half after his biggest win. Then returned to Quebec, but only 5,000 fans were allowed in the building. He went on to collect more hardware in the States, secured another win in the UK, and after 8 years, he was finally able to return home for a proper homecoming defense in front of 19,000 fans in Quebec City. Here, he put on one of his most dominant performances, dismantling Callum Smith in a bout many didn't expect to be so one-sided.
First of all, je suis fier d'être québécois.
Alright.
I live in Quebec 10 years.
Yes.
I mean, I'm fighting home, it's home fight.
Then, of course, capped it all off by becoming undisputed in Saudi Arabia, representing Canada the entire way. What Beterbiev does next is uncertain, but what matters is what he's already achieved. Few countries get to claim talents like him, and Canada hasn't had one since Lennox Lewis over 20 years ago, who only fought twice on Canadian soil. Beterbiev calls Canada home, and his presence is significant for the future of boxing in the country. While it could be coincidental that Canadian boxing has begun to thrive during his career, it's more likely that Beterbiev is one of the most influential figures in the nation's pugilistic history. In a country where the sport has long been overshadowed, Artur Beterbiev is changing that.